Hi everybody, this is William over at Viva Realty, and I want to talk to you today about your homestead exemption. The deadline is fast approaching. That's March 3rd of this year, and you need to file your homestead exemption. If you don't, you're going to miss out on thousands of dollars, and it's going to take a long time for it to start registering on your property. Okay, so you have to file. You have until March 3rd. Now, what it is it's $50,000 off the value of the property that they don't tax you on, and they cap the most they can increase it after that by 3%. So if your taxes were $4,000, the max they can go up the next year is 3%, which is $120. If you don't have the exemption, then it's going to go up based on the property value. So you could have $400, $500, $1,000 increase, and then you're going to have a shortage on your mortgage. So the mortgage company is going to pay off the whole entire property tax, and then they're going to bill you for the difference, and they're going to bill it to you monthly, right? So there's a lot of horror stories we hear about people that they had their mortgage bill went up because they didn't calculate the property taxes correctly. That can happen if you bought a new house, right? If you bought a new house, it's based on dirt, right? So if you see your property tax bill and you look at your mortgage and it says property taxes were $800, well, that's not what the property taxes are gonna be. That was what it was when it was dirt, when they sold it to you. So if that's what you're paying on your mortgage, that means you're gonna have a shortage. And you need to look at what the calculation is gonna be. You could call the county to find out. You could send me a message. I can find out for you. I can calculate that for you and give you an estimate of what it should be, which your mortgage company should have calculated that in the first place, right? So we're hopeful that that's not gonna happen, but you need to look at your mortgage bill and see if it's based off of less than $1,000 in property taxes. They're only charging $80, $90 a month. Then you know for sure they based it off of dirt, and you're going to have to make an adjustment and start adding extra so that you don't get hammered with that at the end of the year. Okay, so if you need to file, you go to the property appraiser's office online. You don't have to go there physically. You can go online and file, right? So let's say right now, if you want to go to let's pick one, Osceola County. Okay, I'm gonna switch over the screen. You want to go Osceola County, right? And you go to the main page, and it says File Homestead Today. All right, so here's this e-file. You click it, and then you register, and you fill out the information. Even if you had a property before, okay, it doesn't automatically transfer to the new one. That's key. You have to refile, okay? And then you have two things there. You got your exemption, and then you have your portability from your previous house, which is another benefit that Florida offers to Florida homeowners when you want to upgrade. So when you want to upgrade your house, you have this portability, this amount of deduction that you built up over time, that you take that portability and you transfer it over to the new property, okay? And it brings your taxes down even more. So it pays to purchase a house and own a home because you have this extra taxes that you're going to save. Okay, so that is something that you need to bring over as well and file for that as well to port over your property taxes. It's very, very key to doing that, right? So let's say if you're in Polk County. Polk County, same thing. It's right on the main page right there. It says Homestead. Click the file. Boom, click the file. You fill out the information. You know, you can call them up if you need any help. And there you go for that one. Sarasota County, same thing, right? You go onto the main page, and then you click, look at that, e-file homestead exemption. So it's very, very easy. You got until March 3rd. I always tell people February 28th. You don't want to waste any time. You want to do that today, okay? It has to be a property that you've owned by January 1st. I always tell people December 31st. That you have to have owned it December 31st, and that way you can qualify for a discount on your property taxes this year, not 2027, for this year. Okay, so you owned it, you bought a brand new house, and you closed on it before December 31st. You can file for your homestead now so that you can get that discount, because the taxes are always filed in arrears, meaning in November of this year, 2025, they're going to charge you your property taxes based on the whole entire year of 2025. So starting from January to December. So it's not ahead, it's based in arrears. So when you file your homestead, that means that discount will appear this year on your property taxes. So it is key to do this because you're going to save up to $1,000, and then every year after that, you're capped at 3%. If you don't file, if you forget, or you haven't filed, which is another thing, you may want to check and see. And an easy way of doing it is if you got your property tax bill and it increased more than 3%, then that may mean that you don't even have homestead on your property. You need to check that. If it increased $400, $500, then most definitely you don't have homestead on your house, right? I have a story where I had a client and when they came to me to sell their house, they never filed for homestead and they were paying for 10 years these high taxes on their property. I was wondering why your taxes so high. And when I checked it, they didn't have homestead at all. They were never told to file. They didn't even know. They just assumed, right? So you have to check on that. And the easy way to check on it is, did your taxes go up? If they did, hey, listen, message me. If you don't know, message me, send me a DM with your address, and I'll check it for you, and I'll let you know if you have homestead or not. It's very, very important. We need to save money everywhere we can, and this is one of the ways you can save money and actually create value in your house as well, because your house is going to be worth more. People can buy it because your property taxes are low, and when they go to qualify, it's going to be based on your property taxes. It's not going to be based on the future. So they can probably fit into purchasing your home, and it's because you filed a homestead. So it's a lot of benefits to doing not just saving, but saving in the future and being able to get top dollar for your house as well when everything is done right? So there's also additional exemptions that you may qualify for. So here's a few. When you go online, these are different counties. They all have it. It's for the whole entire state, so it doesn't matter about the county, which county you're in. But here's one. It says limited income senior. So if you're 65 years or older and you have meet their income limits, then you get additional homestead exemption as well. If you're a widow or widower, you get $5,000 in additional assessed value. That's an additional savings right there. Disability, you can get an additional $5,000 assessed value savings as well, meaning they'll increase that homestead exemption by that $5,000 more dollars. Not that you're going to get $5,000 back. Deployed military, if you're deployed, there's also an exemption for you there. For fallen hero, right? If the first responder died in the line of duty and the surviving spouse who was not remarried may receive a total exemption on property owned and used as their homestead. So if God forbid you had a fallen hero in the line of duty, first responder, you can file for homestead and you'd get a total exemption there from property taxes, which is a huge savings. Then there's another one for a proration refund for certain permanently or totally disabled veterans as well. And then there's a total and permanently disabled first responder exemption. So that's an additional one. You can get up to a total exemption off of property taxes, which can also save you a lot of money. And then for disabled veterans, I see this a lot. If you're either total or permanently disabled, you can file and get up to the entire property tax bill. Basically, they won't charge you exempt. You'll be 100% exempt, only a small little fee you'd have on your property taxes, which I see that a lot. So some people, you may not know that you qualify for that, right? If you're a veteran, if you're permanently disabled, you do qualify for that. That's a big exemption. That's a lot of money you're going to save. That could be $300, $400, $500 a month, every single month that you're saving, that you need to take advantage of, right? So there are a number of exemptions that are available to you as a Florida homeowner. And you do need to take the time to check and make sure that you have this exemption, right? Check your mortgage bill. If your mortgage bill, especially if you just bought the house, bought a brand new house, and has a very, very small amount of money going to property taxes, you need to calculate that correctly. Send me a message. I can calculate it for you, let you know, look, most likely this is what you're going to pay. And from there, you can add additional escrow into your payment, right? So we need to make sure how much you're paying in property taxes, because you hear the stories, all these payments went up. There's a lot of reasons why they could go up, and one of them is they didn't file their homestead, right? Or maybe they even have a variable interest rate. So you got to analyze each and everything. But I hope this information helped you out. Click like, share this info, right? Because this is important information. You never know if there's a family member who may not know this information. They don't get these updates and they didn't file for the homestead, or their realtor never told them to file for homestead. This happens all the time, right? You need a seasoned person to help you. This is the process you need to do. These are things you need to file for because it's very important. It's very costly if you don't do it. right? And we don't want you to be losing money when you don't need to lose any money at all. Right? So again, share this information, click like, subscribe to our page. We greatly appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a blessed week.